advocate on record, who is an alumni, say, of my alma mater institution, Dr. Ambedkar Govt.Law College, where he had passed out, say, sometime in 2007, I guess. And today, he is a standing example to all you law students. While studying itself, he was an active personality where he used to participate, say, in moot court competitions. In fact, he has also represented our government of Tamil Nadu in the prestigious Vienna Willem C. International Commercial Arbitration Moot Court Competition during his time. Apart from that, he has also served as an intern and the sitting judge, say, of the High Court of Judicature, Madras. In fact, when an offer had come for him to go all the way to Supreme Court to start his practice, he never hesitated to take up his practice without knowing, say, the Delhi asset, the place. He was readily able to migrate, say, from his comfortable zone. No doubt, in the initial period, he might have faced some difficulties, but due to his consistent persistence and hard work, sincerity, his attitude to come up in life really had made him to survive, say, and be a successful practitioner, be an advocate on record in the Supreme Court. I'm feeling extremely proud to introduce to my student, Dr. Saravanaraja, for readily consenting. I would like to thank him and welcome him, say, to this special lecture series, where in a few moments from now, he would be giving a lecture about what is success in life, what is success in professional ethics. He is trying to draw an introspection among these two. Well, for a person, both you ought to be success in life and as well as in professional ethics. I'm extremely glad to invite Saravanaraja for presenting this lecture on this topic. Well, as such, our profession itself is a noble profession. We can be successful in our profession, but we should not lose our light or the path, say, in our life as well. Being successful, say, in the profession, first of all, you have to thoroughly know the fundamentals of the Advocates Act of 1961 and the related rules that are related to practice in the initial status for you as a student, the legal rules of education, and what contribution the Law Commission of India had made, say, in its 266 report. Even today, see, since 1961, we are having an act governing the professional ethics, but then even today, we need to periodically approach the High Court of Judicature for regulating the conduct, say, of students. I'm trying to refer about an issue that had popped up among a School of Excellence students, where the issue went up to the court. like affixing stickers on the vehicles. So a debate is going on as to what could be done. Now, whether we can simply say that no stickers should be affixed in the vehicles. So, likewise, each and every conduct of a student and as well as a lawyer is periodically being regulated by the court. Well, in 2016, there was a main rule that came into existence, Certificate of Practitioners Rules, because there is a mushrooming of colleges throughout India, and as a result, many advocates are passing out. More than 1 lakh are passing out. But are they passing from a proper institution, or whether mere degree is being given for them to start with their practice without having a knowledge of law? So the Bar Council of India brought in this Certificate of Practitioners rule so as to regulate the law students, the manner in which they are getting educated, and brought in strict measures even for enrollment process. So you as law students must always keep in mind that you always follow your professional ethics in carrying forward your profession. Since we've got a special guest who would deliberate on the topic, now I'm once again warmly welcome Dr. Saravana to be amidst us to deliver this special lecture on success in life and success in professional ethics. I'm also feeling glad to invite all the faculties who are pillars of this institution, who really take forward our institution to a grand success. I welcome each and every one of you. All these things are possible only because we always get very good guidance, say, from our beloved Director of Legal Studies, Professor Dr. N.S. Santosh Kumar, who always encourages us to organize such lectures. I take a moment to thank our sir for encouraging us and giving us tremendous support in bringing and in raising the standards of this institution. I'm also thanking my administrative staff for giving a lot of support, say, right from bringing in invitation, drafting it and editing it, and helping me to be before you. Right? I thank each and every staff of our college, and I welcome them all to be a part of it. Last but not the least, I would like to welcome each and every student who's part of this virtual platform. I'm sure there is a lot of takeaway for you from this special lecture. I welcome one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your introductory remarks and welcome address. Now, may I invite Narendra Varman, 2nd LLB, Govt.Law College, Villupuram, to give introduction of our guest.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. I am Narendra Varman from 2nd year LLB, Govt.Law College, Villupuram. It is a great honor for me to introduce and welcome the chief guest of this beautiful day. He is none other than Dr. P.V.SARAVANARAJA, advocate on record in Supreme Court of India from 2014 onwards. We welcome you, sir. He did PhD in law in G.D. Goenka University at Gurugram in Haryana in the year 2020. He did ML in the contract at University of Madras, Chennai in the year 2009. And he has enrolled in the Council of Delhi in the year 2007, and he has more than 12 years of experience in the Honorable Supreme Court. He has more experience relating to drafting and appearing before the Honorable Supreme Court. He has appeared in matters relating to constitution, civil, criminal, corporate, property rights, customs, banking, arbitration, service laws, family laws, etc. And the details of few cases are given here. Firstly, in the category of special leave petitions, he appeared in many cases, including the famous case Hari Prasad and others versus others. In the case of writ petition, he had appeared in the case including Emmanuel Raja versus Union of India. In the category of public interest litigation, he appeared in the case including Swapnil Tripathi versus Supreme Court of India. And before Honorable High Court of Delhi, he appeared in the case Vishal International versus Union of India and others. And before Prevention of Money Laundering Appellate Tribunal, he appeared in the case P. Mohanavel and others versus the Joint Director of Enforcement. He had written an article on the topic contract forming published in the India Legal magazine on 29th June 2020. He had written another article on the topic the qualities of great lawyer for all India seminar by Confederation of Indian Bar Association with KIIT University at Bhubaneswar on 8th and 9th August 2015. He was awarded Certificate of Appreciation by Savita School of Law in Chennai for delivering a lecture as a special speaker during a webinar on the topic Supremacy of Supreme Court. He was awarded Certificate of Appreciation by Lloyd Law College in Greater Noida for being a resource person for conducting a workshop on the topic drafting and filing procedure of public interest litigation. He was awarded a certificate as the best paper presentee by Developments and its Training in Commonwealth Nations in CLEAR conference held in 2018, and his paper has been adjudged as the best paper of the conference. He had participated in national seminar conducted by Youth Bar Association on the topic Role of Bar and Bench in Social Engineering in the year 2018. He had participated in national level conference conducted by the Supreme Court Advocates Record Association on the topic Technology, Training and Infrastructures are Keys to Speedy Justice, and the Changing Face of Legal Education in India, held at New Delhi in the year 2018. He had rendered free legal service as a member of Legal Coordination Committee during the Free Legal Aid Camp organized by Delhi Tamil Sangam on 29th November 2015 at New Delhi. He had participated and secured various places in national and international level moot courts, including the Willem Series International Commercial Arbitration Moot Court Competition held at Vienna in Austria in the year 2007. He secured second place in the moot court annual selection rounds in 2006-2007 conducted by Dr. Ambedkar Law College in Chennai. He had participated in third Nani Palkimala Memorial National Tax Moot Court Competition at Bombay in the year 2006. He had participated on 9th Annual Raj Anand All India Intellectual Property Moot Court Competition held at New Delhi in the year 2006. He had presented a paper on biomedical waste management in national level seminars, and he had participated in many other national level seminars on legal education. So we are happy, excited, and feeling very proud to have such a wonderful, inspiring, and majestic person like you with us on this special day, sir. Once again, we welcome you, sir. Thank you all. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Narendra. Thank you so much for your kind introduction. And whatever I am today, whatever you have read in my CV, the credit goes to our teacher, our mentor, our principal, Dr. Kayalvizhi ma'am. She has played a very vital role in my life, and whatever I am today, she is one of the reasons, one of the great pillars for whatever I am doing today. And it's an indebted debt towards ma'am's service. With this, respected Dr.
I don't know whether I deserve. Anyway, you continue.
Thank you, sir. Respected, the most respected Dr. Professor Kayalvizhi ma'am, the principal of Govt.Law College, Villupuram, and other esteemed faculties of Government Law College. I salute each one of you for the reason that you belong to this profession, a great profession, that is teaching profession. Teaching is something where you enlighten the students by giving your knowledge. That is the reason Shivraj Patil, a former Supreme Court judge, has said that when mind is full of knowledge, it is only a storehouse. When that knowledge is shared with others, it becomes a lighthouse. Therefore, you are all lighthouse for students like us. And when Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, one of the greatest son of the soil, when he was posed a question by one of the students in a gathering, the question was this: Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam sir, you have travelled from Rameshwaram to Rashtrapati Bhavan and you have achieved the greatest position as the President of India. When the option is given to you, how you have to be remembered by people, either as a great scientist or as the President of India, for which the reply immediately came from Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam was this: I am not proud as a President of India. I am not even proud as a great scientist. I will be happy and I am proud because I belong to the teaching profession. Therefore, I want to be remembered by the people as a teacher. So you belong to his family, that is teaching family. Therefore, I salute you all. And dear friends, dear law students, here I stand not only as an advocate on record of Supreme Court of India, I stand here as an elder brother to you, and I wish to address you as my younger brothers and sisters, because I strongly believe that we belong to one family, that is judicial family, and we should, each one of us must proud of that we belong to this great institution, that is judiciary. Some of you may think, sir, we have tried for MBBS, we have tried for engineering, we did not get that, therefore we had no other option except to do law. Knowingly or unknowingly, God has helped you to get into this institution, the great institution. Why I say so? Why it is a great institution? Why we, each one of us, must proud of this institution is this: our entire country functions under the Indian Constitution. Earlier, before the enactment of the Indian Constitution, or even before the British regime, we all know that we were ruled by kings. But after the enactment, after the enforcement of the Constitution of India, it has become the king of all kings. So you may be a king, but law is the king of all kings. Therefore, Constitution of India is the law of kings. Even Prime Minister, President of India, everybody functions as per the four corners of the Constitution. So this Constitution is broadly classified as the legislature, be it Parliament or the state legislature, which enacts statutes for the upliftment of people at large. Then executive, the second organ, which executes the law and brings into force to the doorsteps of the people. And third, the foremost important is the judiciary, which has a duty, constitutional duty, to check upon the legislatives as well as the executives. Therefore, the entire Constitution of India, by our forefathers, it has been handed over to the Honorable Supreme Court of India. Therefore, the Honorable Supreme Court is considered as the custodian of the Indian Constitution, the guardian of the fundamental rights of the citizens. Therefore, such a great onerous task vested with the Honorable Supreme Court. Now let me ask this question: who is there in Supreme Court? Whether Supreme Court is a magnificent building comprising of bricks, pillars, the answer is no. The reason is Supreme Court is being occupied by Supreme Court judges, a man of wisdom, a man of character, a man of integrity, a man who wants to do, anxious to do justice for the victims, to bring justice, to wipe the tears of each one of the people, those are aggrieved. Therefore, those people, who are they? Supreme Court judges. They were earlier High Court judges or the senior advocates. But before they became a senior advocates, they were advocates who got enrolled with the concerned state bar council. And before getting enrolled in the bar council, they were law students like you. So today you are a law student. After a couple of years, you are going to successfully get enrolled as an advocate, and then you are the one who is going to be the designated senior advocate. You are the one who is going to adorn the bench of High Court and the Honorable Supreme Court. Therefore, you are the one who is going to be the custodian of this constitution, and you are the one who is going to administer the justice. So such a great responsibility that you have. So therefore, you must understand your own responsibilities. So you are going to be the protector of the fundamental rights of the citizens. So such a great onerous task lies before you all. Therefore, I said each one of us must be very happy and proud that you are going to safeguard the constitution which controls the entire country. If I ask this question, who were all our forefathers who belonged to this great institution? We can say Mahatma Gandhi, who is the father of our nation. He belonged to our great profession. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India, who was the longest serving Prime Minister of India, he belonged to our profession. Dr. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the first Home Minister, Iron Man of India, he belonged to our profession. Even the first President of India, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, he belonged to our profession. Even the present President, on His Excellency Ramnath Kovindji, he was former an advocate on record, senior advocate, then he has occupying this position. So from the first president till the current president, they all belong to this our profession, that is noble profession and independent profession. Therefore, we can do wonders provided we understand our responsibilities, provided we equip ourselves to administer the justice, to administer the constitution. That is most important. And Dr. B. Ambedkar, in his Constituent Assembly speech, he said this: we have drafted the entire constitution, but the good constitution may turn out to be bad if it is governed by the bad people. But if bad constitution, if it is going, it will turn out to be good if it is going to be governed by the good people. Therefore, Dr. B. Ambedkar emphasized that it is not the best provisions or the worst provisions of the constitution. It depends upon the people who governs it. Therefore, he emphasized on a person, a law student, an advocate to be a good people, to have anxiety to do justice. Therefore, to transform as a good advocate, what do we require? We require the following 4 Ds. That is the reason for me to choose this topic. 4 Ds to success in law on life. And introspection. It is not a critical analysis, it's an introspection. What is introspection, sir? Introspection means self-study, analyzing our own thoughts, analyzing our own feelings, studying ourselves. How are we? How do we behave? How do we address others? So it is not traveling outward, it is traveling inward. It is seeing the inner world. That is most important. That is the reason the topic was given an introspection. So I want to touch upon this topic by raising these 3 questions. First one is, what is law on life? That is the first question. Second question is, what are these 4 Ds? Third question is, what is success? So these are the 3 questions I have framed to answer the present topic. So let us move on to the first question, that is, what is law and life? Let us ask ourselves this question: what is life? So we can just think and answer that when a heartbeat begins in mother's womb, there the life begins. So that is where we take it. So once a heartbeat begins in mother's womb, your life begins. But even before your heartbeat begins, there is a law which protects your rights. That is the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act, which protects the fetus which is developing in mother's womb. Therefore, a law, that is Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act, which protects you when you are already in womb. Thereafter, there is yet another act which speaks about, that is an act called Preconception and Prenatal Diagnostic Techniques Prohibition of Sex Selection Act 2003. This act prohibits to find out the sex determination of fetus, because to prohibit the selective abortions. It may go against female infanticide. Therefore, to prevent all this infanticide against a particular gender, these acts provides. These act helps a child, a fetus who is in mother's womb itself. Even after 9 months, once we come to this world, another act protect us. That is, once you are born, it requires that you need to be registered. Your name has to be registered. You have to obtain a birth certificate. So registration of name is required for newborn babies. So the act which governs you once you are born, that is the Registration of Births and Deaths Act 1961. So how does it help us? How does this act helps us? Once you are registered and once you obtain a birth certificate, that will help you to determine your age. That will help you to put admission in a school, and your right to vote is determined by your age, because after 18 years you are entitled to vote. So therefore your 18 years is calculated from the registration of your name, and you have to obtain a driving license to drive a car, for which you should have attained 18 years of age. And then for employment, so for all these aspects, you need to get registered under the Registration of Births and Deaths Act 1961. Thereafter, to protect you by the natural guardian, that is your mother and father, or by any other guardian, so therefore your interest has to be protected. If you have any property, your property has to be protected, because you being a child, there may not be a mental growth to protect yourself. Therefore, law mandates that somebody has to take care of a minor and his property. So that act which comes to help is Guardianship and Wards Act 1890. So once you are protected by this act, that it mandates your parents to give you proper food, proper health, and proper maintenance. So that is how you are protected as a child. Thereafter, when you want to get education, Article 21A of the Indian Constitution, which mandates on the state government to provide free and compulsory education for children who belongs to 6 to 14 years of age. Therefore, Right to Education Act was enacted with respect to giving effect to Article 21A. So it gives you education. It is a constitutional mandate on the part of the state to provide free and compulsory education. So the difference between an animal and a human is the education that makes a difference. When you get an education, you purify your thought, you purify your word, and you purify your deed. So by purifying yourself and by purification process, you uplift yourself By upliftment of yourself, you uplift your family, you uplift your society to which you belong to. Therefore, a great and wonderful difference, ocean of difference, the education makes in a human existing life. Thereafter, once you are grown up, now you are all studying law students, and after you get enrolled as an advocate, the act which comes to regulate you, that is Advocates Act 1961. So how do you get enrolled as an advocate? When you indulge in any misconduct, then there is a disciplinary proceedings will be initiated against you at disciplinary committee of the concerned state bar council. And once you are aggrieved out of any order passed by the disciplinary proceedings may pass any orders that they may reprimand by giving warning to you. Please do not indulge in any of the misconduct. Number 2, they may even suspend you from practice for 3 years, 4 years, or 5 years, depends upon the gravity of act which you have indulged in, misconduct which you have indulged in. Third, even disciplinary committee will go to the extent of removing you from being an advocate. It depends upon the gravity of the offense that an advocate indulged in. So against the order of the disciplinary committee, you may approach the Bar Council of India, thereafter the Supreme Court of India. There it attains finality. So therefore, a statutory organization like Bar Council of India and State Bar Council, which governs your conduct, which regulates you to move in a right path. So once you are practicing as an advocate, after a considerable period, you have proved yourself that you are an asset to this legal profession. You have proved yourself that you have attained or you have acquired a specialized knowledge in particular field of law, then you may apply for designating yourself as a senior advocate. So once you've given application to the consent department maintained by the Supreme Court or by the High Court, you will be considered and what is your integrity and how you have gained reputation in the legal field and what was your contribution for the evolution of law and what is your standing and how many reported and unreported judgments that you have, and last but not the least, how many cases that you have done pro bono for poor people. Mr. Ramjat Malani, an eminent jurist, a great criminal lawyer, he said in his speech that 90% of cases he has done pro bono for poor people. Whatever the money that he earned from the profession is only just 10% from the people. Remaining 90% he has done pro bono. So for designating you as a senior advocate, even the pro bono work, what you have done as an advocate will be taken into account. Therefore, these are the procedures for getting designated as a senior advocate. Thereafter, if by God's grace and out of your own hard work, if your name is referred for the bench, you may occupy the highest position as a High Court judge or the Supreme Court judge, and that is governed under the constitutional provisions, that is 217 for the Honorable High Court judges and 124 for the Article 124 of the Indian Constitution, which governs the establishment of the Supreme Court. Thereafter, once you are retired, retirement age for the Honorable Supreme Court is 62 years. For the Honorable High Court is 62. For the Honorable Supreme Court, it is 65 years. So after your retirement, let us come, it's post-retirement now. How do you spend your days? For example, the act which comes to help you is, that is, Maintenance and Welfare of Parents and Citizenship Act. So that act gives you protection, welfare of parents and senior citizenship and it mandates the children to look after their parents. It is a legal obligation on their part. They need to provide food to their parents, clothes to their parents, even medical treatment to their parents, residence to their parents. If it is not, you can claim against your sons or against your children. So therefore, such kind of protection is given even when you attain the old age also. Thereafter, once after growing old, one should answer to the summons of Almighty. We may escape from the summons of the court sometimes, but we may not escape from the summons of the Almighty. So we need to answer the summons once he calls for. So once we leave this body and we die, so which act protects us? Article 21, which includes right to have decent burial. Right? Thereafter, once the funeral takes place, and if somebody disturbs the funeral procession, or if somebody disrespects the dead person, then they are punished under section 297 of IPC for 1 year of imprisonment or with fine or with both. Thereafter, once you are died, such a protection is given even for a dead persons. Thereafter, after your burial is over, then you have to register the death certificate also. Now, where we have started the registration of Births and Deaths Act, even after the demise, we need to get registered under the Registration of Births and Deaths Act 1961. So, from the birth, from when we are in mother's womb till the end, how the law protects us, how the law gives us guarantees education, how it guarantees our employment, how the law guarantees or regulates the advocates, how it protects the constitutional courts, judges, and even after retirement, how this Welfare and Maintenance of Parents in Citizenship Act helps us or protect the senior citizens. Even after the demise, how the person is respected to have a decent burial ground, decent burial. So therefore, from cradle to the graveyard, the law is actually without law, it's only a mere animal existence. With law, we get a dignified existence. That is the reason. Let us actually, with this, we can answer the question raised by one of our Kaviyaras Kannadasan. It was one of the famous songs. No Tamil person can forget this song. That is, வீடு வரை உறவு, வீடு வரை மனைவி, காடு வரை பிள்ளை, கடைசி வரை யாரோ. So let me say in English, till home it is relatives, till street it is your wife, till graveyard it is your son. Thereafter what, which will last forever? The answer is the question raised by Kaviyaras Kannadasan. Let us give our humble answer to his question, that is law. Article 21 that protects to have a decent burial. 297 of IPC, and then the registration of Births and Death Act 1961. So this is the answer to the question raised by Kaviyaras Kannadasan in his song. So with this, I say that law on life, if life is there, to get it civilized, to get it polished, to get it uplifted, that is law will help us. So law will help us from the animal existence to the dignified existence. It regulates us. It gives discipline to us. So law on life, it is a body and soul. So with this, I conclude my answer to the first question, what is law on life? So let us move on to the next question. What are these 4 Ds? Let us understand. Excuse me, I'll have a water. Just. So let us move on to the next question. What are 4 Ds? According to me, in my humble opinion, from the past experience within 14 years, what I have learned from the senior advocates, from the honorable judges as a law researcher, and I had a privilege to work with retired judges as well as the Chief Justice of High Court and from the topmost lawyers from India. So from my understanding and what I have learned, I have derived 4 Ds which I would like to share with my young brothers and sisters with a hope, with a firm faith that these 4 Ds will take you to the greater heights. So first D, according to me, is that is divinity. I repeat, divinity. What is divinity? So let me take the guidance from Swami Vivekananda, one of the greatest sons of the soil. He says, according to the old religion, one who does not believe in God, he is an atheist. But according to new religion, one who does not believe in himself is an atheist. So the history of the world is the history of few men who had faith in themselves. So faith in oneself will call out divinity within. So therefore, Swami Vivekananda says that if you are going to have faith in millions of gods, but if you are not going to have faith in yourself, then you will not have any salvation. You cannot be considered as a great man. So therefore, the divinity which Swami Vivekananda emphasized is on faith. Faith in oneself, faith in yourself, that yes, I can do wonders. I am not superior to anyone, but at the same time, I am not inferior to anyone. Therefore, I am a unique creation in this planet. There are no similar physical features of mine resembling in this planet. Therefore, I am unique. And we did not choose our color. We did not choose our parents. We did not choose our siblings. So therefore, there is something which is exclusively applies to you. Therefore, you are unique. You should understand that. And you should bring faith in yourself that you can achieve anything. Only thing is you need to go, you need to keep a goal for that. So what sort of faith I am talking about? So I said the divinity, which means faith. So what sort of faith? Let me give an example that will guide us, help us to have a better understanding of what is faith according to me is. So let me refer to one of the interesting historical movement in the life history of Thomas Alva Edison, one of the great scientists. So when he was studying in a school, a letter was given to him, to Thomas Alva Edison, when he was so young, and the teacher asked Thomas Alva Edison to give this letter to his mother. So after coming from the school, Thomas met mother and immediately he handed over the letter which was issued by the teacher. And Edison said, "Mother, my teacher told me that this has to be handed over only to you, not to others." Therefore, mother saw that, opened that letter, and it was completely, she was filled with tears. And she read out the letter to his son, Thomas Alva Edison, and said, and read out, this was the content of the letter. "Your son is so genius, and our school is a very small school, and we don't have good teachers to teach such a great genius. Therefore, we request you yourself to teach him. So these were the contents of the letter read out by the mother with full of tears in her eyes to Thomas Alva Edison. Thereafter, Thomas Alva Edison, because of his enthusiasm, because of his passion, and he discovered bulb and he brought light to the entire world, and he was considered to be one of the greatest scientists in the century. And after many years, he came to his hometown, and when he was searching something, he found there was a letter which was a closed one, which was there in his desk. So he opened it and he started reading that letter. He could remember the same letter which was issued by the teacher. But at the time, Thomas Alva Edison's mother was no more. So when he started reading, it was written that your son is a mentally ill. Therefore, we don't let him to study in our school. So therefore, we will not allow Thomas Alva Edison to enter our school. So that was the content of the letter. Once he read that, he started weeping, crying for a couple of hours. He could not control his emotions. And on the day, he wrote in his diary, yes, Thomas Alva Edison was born as a mentally ill, but he became great, one of the greatest scientists in the century because of his great mother. So that was a faith given by mother to a child. So I'm talking about this faith. So this is what the divinity one must possess. And if we look at the towers, we see the towers, but we forget to see their foundation. Even the towers are arising from the ground. Therefore, as a law student, aim at something big that will make you big. That is most important. So one should possess the faith what Mr. Edison had in his life. We should have imbibed that faith. This is what the faith, in my humble opinion, is. And let us move on to the next D. What is the next D, sir? Next D speaks about destination. In my humble opinion, destination means fixing a goal where we want to travel. Unless and until we know the destination, we cannot go towards it. For example, here the Zoom meet is going on. So destiny is already intimated to you all that Zoom meet will happen between 11 to 12:30. So you were intimated. So you have registered in your mind that at 11 o'clock you have to be present for this Zoom meet. So it is fixed. So therefore, whatever the work schedule that you may have, you get rid of all those schedule and you make yourself available for the Zoom meet between 11 to 12:30. So this is a temporary goal or that schedule that you have planned for yourself. So if you are going to have for our life, there should be a destination. So therefore, to reach the destination, you require other 2 Ds. So what sort of destination I am talking about? Because when we say the terms, we can have a better understanding only by giving an example. So what sort of destination I am talking about? What sort of concentration I am talking about? What sort of goal I am talking about? So for this, I want to narrate a story from Mahabharata. You all know that after the demise of Pandava, Kunti, who was the mother of all 5 Pandavas, so he came to Hastinapuram, and they lived along with 100 other cousins, Kauravas. Dronacharya was a great warrior, great teacher, and he taught all 100 Kauravas as well as 5 Pandavas. But Arjun became a favorite student of Dronacharya. Why? How he excelled from other Kauravas and other Pandavas. I will tell you the reason. Because he wanted to be a great warrior. He wanted to possess the great qualities of archery. Therefore, he practiced with utmost passion, which others did not do. And what sort of passion that he had? This incident will be helpful to understand his passion. When Pandavas, they were having dinner in the night, a wind blew the lamp out. Therefore, the entire room became dark, so dark. But these Pandavas, they started eating even in the dark. So they could transfer food from the plate to their mouth without spilling anything. This struck the mind of Arjun. If we could eat food without spilling, if we could transfer the food from the plate to our mouth, even in the dark, why can't we shoot our arrow towards the target in the dark? Therefore, he practiced archery in the dark. So, when Dronacharya was passing in that night, he could hear some sound that somebody is practicing archery in the dark. But he could not identify who is that person. So he moved very closely and he could identify that was Arjun. And Dronacharya immediately asked, Arjun, what are you doing in the dark? And Arjun politely turned with utmost respect to his guru. He said, Sir, I am practicing archery. I know that. But why do you practice in the dark? Then he narrated that, Sir, when we were having dinner, the wind blew the lamp out, so it was complete dark, but I could not resist myself from eating. I could transfer food from a plate to my mouth without spilling. Therefore, that made me to think, why should we not practice archery in the dark? So that was the reason I am practicing, sir. So Guru was so happy and he wanted to convey to other students that see his target. Therefore, he wanted to conduct a test. So he made a bird to sit, a bird he made, and it was made available in the tree. And he asked one of the first student, that was Duryodhana, to have a target. And before he could see that, Dronacharya, what you could see? He said, I could see the leaves, I could see the clouds. Then Guru said, keep your bow and arrow and go to your place. And Yudhishthira was called. They also said this, they also gave the same answer. And even Ashwatthama, who was a son of Dronacharya, he also could not understand what really his father is expecting. But when Arjuna was called, a question was put to him, what you could see. He answered, Arjuna answered, that I can see only the iced bird. Then Guru asked, can you see the clouds? Can you see the leaves? Can you see me? Can you see your cousins? The answer is no. I could see only iced bird. Then the permission was granted by Dronacharya to Arjuna. Then the arrow immediately struck the eyes of the bird and it came down. Therefore, this sort of destination, this sort of concentration, this sort of goal that we should possess in our life. This is what I meant. That is the reason when Swami Vivekananda expressed or revealed the secret of success, he said, take up one idea, make that one idea your life, think of it, dream of it, and live on that idea. Let your muscles, bones, and nerves be full of that idea and leave all other idea alone. This is the way to success. Therefore, as a law student, please have a goal. Like whether you want to be a topper in a law university, yes, aim for that. Therefore, you will not have doubts whether you will clear your semester or not. If you once you get enrolled as an advocate, aim for to be a great senior advocate. Therefore, you will just move towards it. Once you get designated as a senior advocate, aim for something big. Therefore, even after the retirement, Justice B.R. Krishna, at the age of 100 years, he was continuously writing articles, he was continuously making contribution to the society. So they were our forefathers. We should imbibe from them. Age is not a matter. Only thing is whether we have keen interest to uplift ourselves as well as our country. That matters. So therefore, according to me, the second D is destination, fix your goal. And having seen the first D refers to divinity and second D refers to destination, what are the other two Ds? The next third D is, that is discipline. If we calculate, discipline is the most important, and discipline D is the fourth letter of alphabet. And if we calculate DIS, all the alphabets by giving the numbers, it comes to 100. So therefore, to get 100% in life, you should imbibe the great quality, that is discipline. So according to me, what is discipline? Discipline is something that can be understood from this example. So we should understand our human mind first, how our human mind functions. So our human mind is compared to maddened monkey. We all knew that monkey is itself a restless creature, but it's a maddened monkey, and then maddened monkey was offered with a wine at a free of cost. So therefore it drank. So it became more restless. After drinking the wine, a scorpion stung him. So therefore, even if a scorpion stung a human being, he will jump for a day. But if it stung maddened monkey, it's already drunkard. So therefore, he could not find, the position was so worse for that monkey. Thereafter, evil spirit, demon, that entered monkey. Therefore, it became more misery situation, very painful. And that sort of monkey's position is compared to our human mind. Our human mind is like maddened monkey. And wine is that a wine of desire that we have. And scorpion, it refers to a jealousy, that we have jealousy at the success of others. If one improves in his life, we don't improve. But if we look at the improvement of others, we become more jealous. So it's like a scorpion biting us. So the jealous that we have. Thereafter, demon entering our monkey, it's like demon of pride, that there is no one above us. So such sort of pride that if enters the human mind, the position is very, very worse than. So therefore, having understood the nature of human mind, there may be n number of thoughts in a day. how are you going to discipline your thoughts? How are you going to focus? How are you going to discipline your thoughts? That is most important. That requires a meditation. That requires a focus, how Arjun had towards bird's eye. So that is most important. So that is why it is famously said, uncontrolled mind is devil, but disciplined mind is divine. Uncontrolled mind is your worst enemy, and disciplined mind is your best friend. Uncontrolled mind is hell, and disciplined mind is heaven. So you need not find hell or heaven there, or you need not find worst or best friends outside. It is well within you. Therefore, you please have a disciplined mind to understand, to reach your destination with a disciplined mind. So having understood the disciplined mind, let us move on to the next D, that is devotion. That is most important. So what does devotion means? It is something different from dedication. Dedication is commitment, but profound dedication is devotion. So what sort of devotion I am talking about? Again, I want to give certain examples from our forefathers. Therefore, we will understand what sort of devotion that they had towards the destination which they thought for. Let me give an example of father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhi. He had interest to pursue Govt.Law in England. Therefore, he sought permission from his mother. Mother did not like it at the first instance because she had in her mind that once you visit Western countries, you will forget your own Indian traditions, and those who have come from London, they always keep smoking, and they change their dress code, and they always found in association with women. Therefore, mother of Mahatma Gandhi sought 3 promises. That is, you should never drink alcohol. That was the first condition. And second condition, that you should never have an association with any women. And third condition, that you should not eat meat. So these were the conditions imposed by of Mahatma. Gave to his mother, yes mother, I will not do this. Whatever I have promised, I will abide by it. Then when he went to London for pursuing his education, his friends used to offer him drink. He said, no, I will not drink. Then they asked for the reason. Why? For which he said, I have promised my mother. See, your mother is there in somewhere in India, and you are here. Therefore, even tomorrow you can say that I have kept your promise when you see your mother, but now you can drink. But he said no. When he was offered with meat, he said no. When he had an opportunity to get associated with women, he said no. Reason is the devotion what young Mahatma had towards his mother. So devotion to mother made him to protect his promises or keep his promises though he was far away from his mother. That made normal Mahatma. When he was not even having money to pursue his education. Therefore, his elder brother helped him. So during his lifetime, he had no currency, but today there is no currency without his image. Therefore, see a person's elevation from Atma to Mahatma and getting his image printed in the currency. That was his devotion to his mother. And second, I would like to give an example of Bhagat Singh. The great Bhagat Singh, a role model for all the youth of this country, and his name will be there in the history of India forever. So when he was sentenced to death, a last opportunity was given to Bhagat Singh's mother to see his son. So when mother came to the prison and met Bhagat Singh was in tears, and Bhagat Singh said to his mother with tears that as a son, I could not do anything for you. As a son, I did not be in association with you. Therefore, he was very much worried. But mother of Bhagat Singh said this. Bhagat Singh, you may taken as a birth of my son. But today, you are going to lay down your life for this mother India. So you are going to die as the greatest son of the soil. Anyone takes birth on this planet, he is bound to die. But whether will anyone have an opportunity to die for his mother country? You are getting that greatest opportunity. Therefore, don't be afraid of. Don't have any guilty feeling that you did not serve your mother, but you have served this country. So therefore, a mother of Bhagat Singh said that you are the proud son of. So therefore, Bhagat Singh rather played a role as a son to his mother. He played a greater role as that of a son to his motherland. So that was his great devotion to his motherland. So such sort of devotion that we require today. And yet another example I would like to give, that is Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. When he was arguing a case before a British judge, a case was about 26 convicts, death convicts imposed by the trial court, and appeal was preferred before the appellate court, and Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel is arguing on behalf of death convicts. So when he was arguing his case before a British judge, a chit was passed on to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel in the midst of his argument. So he opened the chit, he read a message in that letter. After reading that, he folded the paper and he kept it in his pocket, and thereafter he continued his arguments. And after that, there was a lunch break, and thereafter also Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel argued his case, and a British judge, after hearing both the sides, he acquitted all the death convicts. All 26 were acquitted. So thereafter, British judge was curious to know from Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, what was the chit passed on to you, sir, when you were arguing a case? For which Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel said, sir, a chit was passed on to me. The content of the chit was that my wife passed away. So a sad demise of my wife was intimated to me while I was arguing a case. So a British judge was shocked and surprised. Then what you were doing here, sir? Why you are not attended to your wife? That was a question put by a British judge, for which for which Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel said, please kindly mark these words, dear friends. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel said, "Sir, I lost one life, that is my wife's life, but here 26 life of a person was hanging before you because of my argument. You have raised them. Therefore, 26 lives were protected today." So that was the reason. So that was the devotion that Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, as an advocate, he had towards the court and he had towards the client. So such sort of devotion, what that I mean. Therefore, with this, we have covered all 4 Ds. That is, one should possess the great quality of divinity, great quality of destination, that is fixing your goal. Third, to have a disciplined mind. Fourth is devoting yourself to your profession. These are the 4 Ds which helps you to achieve greater heights. Having said this, let me move on to the next question. What is success? So, according to me, success is a very subjective and depends upon a person to person, how he perceives. So let me give this example to understand what is success means. So a life history that one should read is Abraham Lincoln's life history. So his life teaches us that we should never give up in our life. So what he faced in his life, he was tremendously in a very poor situation. Like his father was a cobbler, a shoemaker. Abraham Lincoln lost his mother at a very young age. And thereafter, Abraham Lincoln lost his fiancée with whom he got engaged. And he tried his business, but he became bankrupt. And he had health issues also. There was a nervous breakdown. He was bedridden for almost 6 months. And when he contested elections for various posts, he lost nearly more than 8 times in his elections. So after seeing failures after failures, but ultimately Abraham Lincoln reached White House. But after reaching White House, when he was addressing the inaugural meet, in the midst of his address, a rich person was occupying in the gathering. He interrupted Abraham Lincoln and said, "Mr. Abraham, please don't forget that your father was a cobbler. Your father was a shoemaker, and still we are wearing your father's shoes." So once it was said by that person, the entire gathering was laughing, and they thought that they made fool of Abraham Lincoln. But Abraham Lincoln responded by saying this, "Yes, I remember. Yes, I do remember that my father was a shoemaker. And he made not only your family shoes, he could have made the shoes of many people, those who are assembled here. But if you have any complaints, please let me know. Because even I know to make shoes. But till date, I have never received any complaint about the shoes that was made by my father, because my father was a creator. He did not mere make shoes. He poured soul into it. So he was such a genius. He was such a creator. So he worshipped his work. Therefore, there were no complaints. So I am proud of my father. So this was a statement made by Abraham Lincoln, United States President. But the gathering kept quiet, and they could not utter even a single word. And they thought how this negative comment is converted as a positive comment by Abraham Lincoln, and how a shoemaker became a creator, became a genius. So this is how, whatever we do, but we should worship our own work. We should be a genius in our field to which we belong to. We should be a creator. We should think out of box, and we should play our role. So after achieving the great post of presidency of the United States, he was posed a question to define what is success. Abraham Lincoln said, according to him, success means it is moving from one failure to another failure without losing any enthusiasm. So that is success. Therefore, we may face any failure in our attempt. It may be failure after failure, but one thing is, we should never lose enthusiasm. Therefore, according to Abraham Lincoln, success means it's moving from one failure to another failure without losing enthusiasm. Therefore, I adopt the definition of success, what Abraham Lincoln said, to our present seminar also. So it's not success means that we should attain something what we desire. In our attempt, we may face many failures. So that may be a stepping stones for success. So we should have the courage to see our failures as a stepping stones. This is what, in my humble opinion, the success is. So therefore, we have seen the 4 Ds to success in long life, that is divinity, destination, discipline, and devotion. When you possess these great qualities of 4 Ds, then the 4 Ds will take another form, that is 4 directions. North, south, east, or west. If you imbibe these qualities, you will turn out to be the best. Therefore, the best person, even govern the bad constitution, it will turn out to be good, as said by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. So in my concluding words, I would like to conclude the seminar by saying that now you are all law students, understand your responsibilities, you are the custodian of the constitution. Therefore, it's a great and onerous task is waiting at your desk. So therefore, have your heart, make your start, don't hesitate to play your part. I repeat, have your heart, that means have passion towards your work. Make your start, don't blame anybody. We don't have proper financial background, we don't have proper teachers, or we don't have any proper godfather in our profession. Don't do that. Don't blame the society. Make your start, and don't hesitate to play your part. Whatever the role, little role that you want to play, please make a contribution. Because we have learned from our childhood, little drops makes ocean. So little role that you play as an individual, you make the changes in the world. Because there is each individual transforming oneself is nothing but a society. Individuals alone, a group of individuals forms a society, it forms a country, it forms a world. That is the reason our father of nations said, whatever the changes that you want to make in the world, please make changes within yourself. That is in the world. One who can command over himself alone can command over others. So with this, I wish you all the best. And these 4 Ds will take you to the greater heights. And God bless you all. And thank you so much for this great opportunity. I'm humbled and privileged. I'm feeling proud to stand as a student of Kayalvizhi, Professor.
Thank you, Dr. Saravana. It had been a very, it was just like pouring of a rain, starting from the beginning, mentioning about the 4 Ds in life and ethics. It was really very useful. I would suggest that such kind of lectures on different topics, you must come forward for us to present it to our students. So thank you all, and thank you, Saravana Raja, for making a very good presentation. Jennifer?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Are we taking any question,
We
ma'am?
can take up questions, ma'am. We can
Take it.
Okay. All the attendees are encouraged to post the question either in chat box or directly to sir. Sir, actually, Mr. Prasad has posed one question, sir.
Yes.
Medical termination of pregnancy and recent amendment makes it not a protection of children in womb by allowing abortion till 24 weeks, is it?
No, it is so. Reason is, it is also because when it involves the mother's health, if the abortion can be done, it can be done. So it saves the fetus also, address to what extent it can be aborted if it involves mother's health. So it protects mother's health also as well as fetus also.
Is there anyone who would like to ask question to sir?
Any questions? Please feel free to ask.
As a judicial member, as a judicial family, we are like elder brother talking to you. You can come forward with your questions.
Yeah, you should raise questions, please.
Feel free, dear friends. I am your one of your family member.
I think no, sir. No, ma'am.
Yes.
Shall we move to vote of thanks, ma'am?
Okay. Just share how to start their practice after completing. On their behalf, I'm asking. Just give them a tool
Yes.
as to how to start their practice after they complete their course.
Yes. See, after you get enrolled yourself as an advocate, whether you want to practice, you want to come to the court, and you want to practice as an advocate, or you want to start your practice to get associated yourself with a firm or a designated senior or an advocate. It depends upon you. But according to me, whatever the firm that you choose, whatever an advocate whom you choose the best person in a particular profession. Reason is, knowingly or unknowingly, we try to learn from our own seniors. So, therefore, we should choose a senior that who has excelled in our profession. Therefore, you will get a tag also that you are so and so, a junior of so and so. So, your expectations from others will rise, and you can learn the best qualities from a senior when you get associated with them. Everyone society by joining a practice, choosing the litigation, therefore you will find tremendous satisfaction when you wipe the tears of your victims, of your clients.
Other questions are there, Jennifer?
Yeah, ma'am. Still, there is 2 more questions, ma'am. Mr. Srinivas is asking how to handle problems as a lawyer. I mean, if any lawyer has problem, how to handle that?
Ma'am, it is not only a life is full of problems. Life is full of problems, misery, sufferings. And I wanted to give an example from Tirukkural. Idukkan varungal nahuga. So what trouble that we face, we should not give trouble to all. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Your
Am I
voice
audible,
is
ma'am?
little breaking. Otherwise, okay. Yeah, audible. Just go on.
So I want to quote Thiruvalluvar, who has said, Idukkan varungal nahuga. So when there is a trouble staring at you or coming towards you, so the effect of trouble is we lose our positive energy, we depressed, we get frustrated. So that is the consequence of failures or trouble. But when you laugh at a trouble, when you start feeling that trouble is only a stepping stone, it will make us more courageous, it will make us more stronger. So when you transform yourself from a weaker to the strongest, then it means that you start giving trouble to trouble, the trouble will run away. So don't think that it is a trouble, it is a testing or it is a transformation which make you as a weak person to a strongest person. So trouble once you are getting, you should thank God. Yes, we are getting a trouble, let us face it. Let us challenge it. Let us emerge as the strongest person. So this is what the trouble. Once you get trouble, thank God.
One more question on behalf of students, Doctor. How the students have to be patient, immediately they cannot fetch everything, isn't it? So how they have to be patient in taking up this profession?
Patience is the most important quality that one must possess in his life. In the beginning, we have to first concentrate on learning. Learning, learning. Don't concentrate on earning. Once you learn how to draft, how to argue, and how to have a client counseling, how to address the court by getting associated yourself with the advocates. So you learn first. And then after learning these skills, you will fully equipped. Then you will get that yes, I am competent enough to tackle any cases. Therefore, patience, I would like to give an example that Justice Romington Nariman, he was designated as a senior advocate at the age of 36 years. At the time of his designation, that one must attain the age of 45 years. But judges, considering his specialized knowledge, they changed the rules and they got him designated as a senior. When he appeared as a senior advocate before the honorable judges of the Supreme Court in the initial stage, he faced many failures. He could not succeed in most of his cases. But he learned one thing, that how to face, how to give up with grace. So therefore, any or take it from Abraham Lincoln or any, there is no success without any failures. Therefore, have perseverance, constant effort, and have that patience. Then once patience is there, then perseverance is there. For a success, you, and this is my humble answer to your question.
Yeah, sir. Actually, we have one more question, sir.
We can
Both
take it.
and Debt Registration Act till follow years, sir. I mean, which year they are following Birth and Registration Act, sir?
Registration of Birth and Death Act 1969.
Okay, thank you, sir. And how to approach the client with professional manner?
See, we should understand when we deal with a client, he may be a genuine client or he might have committed any mistakes, but still professional ethics says, mandates that an advocate briefs. But at the same time, you should maintain a detachment also. You are not only a mouthpiece for your client, you are an officer of the court. So you assist the court to arrive at a just decision. So therefore, you should not get identified with that of a client. You should understand this problem and present it effectively before the court, but don't turn out to be a client. You should always maintain the distance between a client and an advocate. That distance is required. As a professional, you see to that a client towards you has a respect. And once a case is given to you, you read the case and you give a fair opinion that you have you deal with merits and demerits of the case, and then ask him to take a decision, and then we can move forward. That Lakshman Rekha between a client and advocate must be maintained. Any other questions, ma'am?
What is the success of lawyers, sir? I mean, in their whole life, in their entire life.
Success
No,
rate,
that is the object of this seminar. We have revealed 4 Ds. So that is the success.
He's a standing example, you all see, right? So take it up that you work for some considerable 4 to 5 years, you really put your foot on the soil and you can just go on. Because every day you gain confidence, right? Every day you gain confidence, every day you work towards it. You got to be sincere, you got to be hardworking, you got to be a good learner. Your lifetime, you're a learner for lifetime, right? You can always, you got to update your knowledge in this field, right? So nowadays information is in your doorstep. So see to it that you always are updated and try to know things around you, especially within the court campus, and especially the new laws that are coming up. Maintain communication skills with not only your colleagues, not only with your advocates, in the sense with your clients. Ensure that you build your arena, in the sense the people you meet, right? Try to be part of too many associations. Try to extend your friendship with others and develop your link. That is most important thing. You got to go on developing the link. Very good means is that, like how Saravana is doing now. Try to contribute yourself, say in doing lectures. Be prominent. You can create your own blog. You can write articles. You can carry out research in law-related subjects, right? And make a contribution, right? Try to make yourself familiar in the field. As you go on contributing, you will no doubt turn out to be as an eminent, successful lawyer. Where to go is within you, right? So whatever you want to become, you can always achieve. Have that confidence in you, right? Any other questions, Jennifer?
Ma'am, I have one more question, ma'am.
No,
Yes,
ma'am.
yes, go on.
Mr. Pandian is going to ask something, ma'am.
Sir, good morning, sir. சார் ஒரு சக்சஸ்ஃபுல் லீடிங் லாயர்ன்றது அவங்க பார்க்குற வின்னிங் பெர்சன்டேஜ் வச்சு வருமா இல்லை அவங்களுடைய ஆர்கியூயிங் டேலண்ட்டை வச்சு வருமா?
எனக்கு மறுபடியும் ரிப்பீட், கேன் யூ ரிப்பீட்?
எஸ் சார், இப்போ ஒரு சக்சஸ்ஃபுல் லாயர்னு சொல்றாங்களா சார், அவங்களுடைய வின்னிங் பெர்சன்டேஜ் வச்சு அதை சொல்லுவாங்களா இல்லை அவங்களுடைய ஆர்கியூயிங் ஸ்கில்லை, கோர்ட்ல அவங்களுடைய ஆர்கியூயிங் ஸ்கில்லை வச்சு மூத்த வழக்கறிஞர்னு சொல்லுவாங்களா சார்?
See, for getting designated as a senior advocate, there are procedures that you specialize in knowledge and you should have contributed for the evolution of law, and then certain pro bono cases. Am I audible?
Very.
Yeah, sir.
Yes. So, for you fill and then submit an application, therefore your application will be considered by the appropriate authorities comprising of a team where judges and other legal jurists will determine, and then the full bench will constitute and they will designate you as a senior advocate. So it's a designation given by a court. Thereafter you get a designation.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
சக்சஸ்ன்றது கேஸ வின் பண்ணணும்ன்றது இல்ல. Okay, successful lawyers to gain the knowledge, as you say, to make a lot of contributions. There are times where you tend to lose your case. It doesn't mean that you are not a successful lawyer, right? Success is something which you establish in molding yourself, establish in participating in that profession, making work, say by making a significant contribution. So you are taking some cases relating to constitutional validity. Say for example, there is an eminent advocate in the Supreme Court who has gone from down south, say Saidu, right? So he has made a contribution, Sabrimala case. He has taken one case where he has made his argument. Right now, we can't say that everyone is successful in all the cases, but this, the contributions that he has made in that case, everyone will acknowledge it that he is being successful in trying to fight for justice. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Shall we move to vote of thanks, ma'am?
Go on.
May I invite Ms. A. Savita, Assistant Professor, Govt.Law College, Villupuram, to propose vote of thanks.
Thank you, Jennifer. Respected Principal, respected Chief Guest for today's special lecture, Dr.P.V.SARAVANARAJA, Advocate on Record, Supreme Court. All my dear faculty members, beloved students, very good afternoon to one and all. First of all, I'd like to thank our Chief Guest for today's special lecture, Dr. P.V.SARAVANARAJA, sir, Advocate on Record, Supreme Court. Sir, your lecture was highly inspiring and thought-provoking. The way you started the lecture, that shows your humbleness. Even it's your long way from Madras Law College to now Advocate on Record, Supreme Court. The way you have remembered the days, and Madam Principal Ma'am shows that how humble you are. Even you have reached heights now. Thank you so much, sir. And you started very nicely with certain things, how our life goes and what are our rights from cradle. We can say that from cradle to coffin, from our mother's womb to our death, what are all our rights, how an advocate should be, and all your 4 Ds, the way you have expressed it, it is not just the words you have expressed, how you have also practiced all these 4 Ds in your life and law. That is the way you have reached this success: dignity, destination, discipline, and devotion. And you have quoted so many people, all the great leaders or maybe Vivekananda, Thomas Alva Edison, Mahatma Gandhi, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Abraham Lincoln, all these great people. And you have also quoted a song from Tamil. And that shows how a speech should be, how a lecture should be. And really, thank you so much, sir, from our bottom of our heart. It was highly inspiring and highly thought-provoking. Thank you so much, sir. Next, I'd like to extend my heartfelt thanks to our principal, ma'am, Dr. N.Kayalvizhi, ma'am. She takes every effort, every single opportunity to organize such programs so that it is not just classroom lectures that improve the quality of the students, but also all these kind of special lectures will also improve, will help the students to reach certain heights. Thank you so much, ma'am, for organizing all these events. Next, I'd like to thank all my dear faculty members, all my dear administrative staffs, and all the student organizers and coordinators. Special thanks to Jennifer and Narendra Varman. Thank you all. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am, for your
Thank you,
vote of
sir.
thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now, may I invite Muralidharan, 3rd BA LLB, to propose vote of thanks on behalf of students.
Good afternoon to all. I am N. Muralidharan from 3rd year BA LLB. I thank you to given the great opportunity to vote of thanks. It is my privilege to propose the vote of thanks on behalf of the Govt.Law College, Villupuram. We want to express our gratitude to lecturer of the day, Dr. P.V.SARAVANARAJA, advocate on record, Supreme Court of India, who has shared his precious time for us and graciously this special lecturer with his presence and given detail about the 4 Ds: dignity, destination, discipline, and devotion. He well known and shared their good thoughts about the great achievers in our life. Mr. Kavinyar Kannadasan, Swami Vivekananda, Dr. Einstein, Bhagat Singh, and one more person, Abraham Lincoln, and tells about something about the Mahabharata and Tirukkural. We once again thank you to our lecturer, Dr. P.V.SARAVANARAJA. Thank you, sir. And I extend our sincere thanks to our principal, Dr. N.Kayalvizhi, madam, for being our backbone, is an endeavor and continuously motivating and inspiring us. Thank you, madam. I extend my gratitude to all our staff members spending their time with us today, but also for encouraging us to achieve many endeavors. Thank you to all the staff members, and it is my pleasure to thank the attendees to attend this webinar. Last but not least, I thank my fellow students for enthusiastically attend the webinar. Without you, this function would not be a success. Thank you, friends. Once again, I thank you one and all wholeheartedly. Thank you, madam. Thank you all.
Thank you, Muralidharan. Thank you, Savita. Thank you, Saravana. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for this great opportunity.
Yeah.
I look forward.
Thank you.